Donald Trump and Mariann stand as figures whose paths crossed in a way that revealed the deep tensions between politics, religion, and public morality in the United States. Trump, who served as the 45th president, often presented himself as a champion of strength, power, and dominance, while Budde, who is the Episcopal Bishop of Washington, emerged as one of his strongest religious critics. Their story together is not a tale of cooperation, but of conflict and disagreement that showed the world how leaders from different spheres interpret truth, justice, and authority. Trump built his identity around the language of winning. He spoke in strong tones, he acted with directness, and he valued public displays of control. He loved the stage of power, and his image was always tied to wealth, fame, and command. Mariann, by contrast, spoke in the voice of the church. Her words carried the weight of faith, service, and humility. She sought to defend the moral values of compassion, truth, and justice that she believed should guide the nation. The clash between Trump and Budde came during one of the most dramatic moments of his presidency, and it left a mark on both politics and religion. In June of the year 2020, the nation was shaken by protests following the killing of George Floyd. Streets across Washington were filled with demonstrators demanding justice and an end to systemic racism. The air was charged with anger, hope, and the call for change. Trump sought to project strength in the face of unrest. He ordered federal forces to clear peaceful demonstrators from Lafayette Square near the White House with the use of tear gas and physical force. The crowd was pushed back in
the hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
To create a path for Trump to walk from the White House to St. John's Episcopal Church. St. John's is one of the most historic churches in Washington. It is often called the Church of the Presidents because nearly every American president since James Madison has attended a service there. On that evening, Trump walked across the cleared square and stood in front of the church. He held a Bible high in his hand as cameras flashed. The image was powerful and staged to show authority and control. Trump presented himself as a leader who carried the symbol of faith as a shield of strength. But for Mariann, who served as the bishop of the Episcopal Diocese of Washington, the scene was shocking. She had not been informed of Trump's visit, and she felt the sacred space of the church had been used for a political performance rather than an act of faith. Budde spoke out boldly in strong words. She declared that the Bible is not a prop and the church is not a backdrop for political gain. She said that the actions of the president were not in line with the teachings of Jesus Christ, which call for love, justice, and mercy. Her voice echoed across the nation as she condemned the use of force against peaceful protesters. The confrontation between Trump and Budde symbolized a deeper battle in American life. It was not only about one church or one Bible. It was about the struggle between power and humility, between dominance and compassion, between the desire to control and the call to serve. Trump believed his action showed strength. Budde believed it showed misuse of sacred symbols and abuse of power. The image of Trump holding the Bible remained in the memory of the world, but so did the voice of Budde, declaring that faith must never be twisted for politics. Trump's supporters argued that he was showing leadership in a time of chaos. They praised his willingness to use strong measures and to stand in front of the church as a protector of law and order. They believed he was defending the nation from disorder and proving that he would not bow to pressure. His critics, however, saw the event as a dangerous moment. They argued that he had turned faith into a weapon and had placed political theater above truth and justice. Budde became one of the loudest voices of this criticism, and her words carry the authority of her role as Bishop. Mariann did not back down. She gave interviews and wrote statements where she stood firmly against what had happened. She reminded the public that the Bible carries the message of compassion, truth, and reconciliation, not division or domination. She said that the Episcopal Church stands for justice, peace, and the dignity of every human being. Her strong voice made her a symbol of resistance to political misuse of religion. The clash also revealed the different ways Americans understand faith. Some saw religion as a symbol to be displayed, while others saw it as a guide to action and justice. Trump used the Bible as a symbol of authority, Budde insisted that the Bible is a living text that calls people to serve the poor, the oppressed, and the marginalized. The contrast could not have